Hi, this is Dana. Welcome on my channel where I speak about spiritual warfare. In this video, God has guided me to talk about transmuting darkness from others by mystic prayer. Basically, what happens um, first, you have to start your spiritual fighting consciously, right? You have to start claiming this. Okay, so it has to be a clear decision made, right? Then you it will help a lot if you can keep a journal while you do spiritual fighting, because this essentially reinforces the strength. Jesus says the power of the word, okay, of written word. The idea is that they do a lot of trickery in astral while you do spiritual fighting even more than usual. And they will create holograms with your identity, with your energy, um, making different statements which go against what you are saying. They will send levitation to you and trickster spirits in order to confuse you and reverse what you are saying, mainly first to confuse you, but more importantly to confuse everyone around you about what are your intentions. Do you really want to fight or not? So always the journal, like Jesus says, the power of the written word. First of all, nobody can deny it anymore because it's written, and you can make a note in the beginning of your journal and ask that everything you write in your journal to be notified in Akashic records, right? So from this point forward, if you do this and you keep the journal right, then you always have a record of the truth, of the Akashic truth. And this can help in many ways. It can help you as you go through your writings, but also it can help others who would be willing to help you in your spiritual fighting. Uh, but they don't know what to believe because all of this confusion is being sent to them with the stolen identity from you, that they don't really know what are your intentions. But if you notify this in Akashic records, they can check in Akashic records, and they find there your journal, so they know what is going on. Okay, so this can save your life many times. This is really important to know. And as you start the spiritual fighting, on my Facebook prophetic writings, I wrote much more in detail a number of affirmations which you can use in certain situations and so on. You can go and check there. But the point is, the initial phase is to break bondage with the humans who are sending darkness to you. And please know that while you are innocent, no darkness is allowed to touch you, and much of the darkness from underworld follows the astral rules. The only darkness that comes to you is the one sent by individuals, by humans, through different occult practices, right? Um, so the initial step for you is to break bondage with the individuals, to have a dialogue with God and with your spirit guides, so you can identify who exactly was involved doing what, claim justice, judgment, and punishment, and break the bondage with the individuals, right? Now, the second when you do this successfully, you will start seeing the dark forces which are being sent to you. Because in spiritual fighting, it is considered that you already are on the next level of fighting, and it will be a certain threshold when you will overcome the initial phase, right? And God will elevate you spiritually, and then you will be able to see the dark forces which are being sent. Okay, and you will see them when you, not only in astral but in 3D existence. You will actually see them as you talk to people, as you see people on the street, or engaging with you, talking to you, or I don't know, attacking you in any way, insulting you, or whatever, being angry at you. You will see the dark force which is actually used to attack you, right? And God wants me to explain in this video how do you do in that phase. You can do transmuting. You can transmute that dark force, that dark entity, from the individual or individuals with whom you interact, using mystic prayer. So you can do this, okay? And this is a self-defense, because also that individual can be innocent. I explained in other videos, there's a lot of humans who are doing third-party attack. Third party attack means that they create something, an attachment on you, which essentially goes and attacks all the third party individuals whom you meet on the street, in the bus, in the store, everywhere, at your workplace, everywhere, right? And from that individual, uh, uh, so the dark entity transgresses, yeah, God says transgresses to the other individual, and from that individual, that dark force makes that individual attack you. It's like a darkness which is basically created in such a way, like, for example, they're very similar with the come to me spells, right? Instead of alluring people to come to you, they allure people to attack you, right? And it's the reverse of come to me spells. It's exactly the same thing. But then imagine the situation in which everybody attacks you, everybody who you encounter all day long, okay? So for this situation, when you are on this level, um, you can do transmuting from others by mystic prayer for self-defense reasons, yeah? And please keep in mind while I describe this that you are not to interfere with the human. You are not to interfere with the human. This is only a method by which you can transmute darkness from other individuals, darkness which is attacking you, um, and this is done in self-defense, okay? And there is a sort of exorcism. It's not really exorcism, because that should be done with that individual's consent, but it's some sort of release, darkness release. So I will describe how you do this. So as you are you at some point you have to notice that this is going on. So then you put yourself in a silent meditation, right, in observer position. You do the light body withdrawal meditation at the same time with the silent meditation, because as you engage with darkness, in order to be able to transmute that darkness, uh, you shouldn't, I mean, you should withdraw your body of light. Your body of light shouldn't engage with the darkness, right? So you do both. And then mystic prayer, right? And during the mystic prayer, as I explained in the video about the mystic prayer meditation, after you gather from your whole body all energy, all darkness which you want to transmute, or just stagnant meditation, or energy, or stagnant energy, or simply just, energy related to energy that you don't want to keep into your body, related to some wounds, some anger, something. As you create a ball of energy, right? That was the explanation I gave there, at the level of your soul, right? So it's above the solar plexus, uh, but beneath the heart chakra, right? The soul level is the vortex level. And so you focus there all this ball of dark energy. And you know that in the mystic prayer meditation, I said you throw that ball of energy upwards to God like a volleyball, right? Like upwards to the sky. But as you do this, you literally throw that ball of energy towards that entity which you see in the individual in front of you, right? Um, with the focused intent to reach to God. I don't know if I explain it very well. So you throw the ball of energy to God, but you make sure that it goes through that darkness, basically. And it's all a mind power issue. So, and you, as you do this, you have a focused intent that that darkness, that ball of darkness energy, which you throw to the darkness, will take the darkness and transmute it to God as well. Now, any kind of transmutation, especially the mystic prayer, because that's the point, that's why you do it through mystic prayer, you do that with God. Okay? So at the end of the day, it will be God's work and God's decision to do this. You are just doing the work, the energy work. Okay? So you shouldn't be worrisome if it's okay or not to do it, because if it's not okay to do it, for example, if that darkness, it's not something related to you, but it's something related to that individual and should stay there because it's his bondage to fight, then God will not take it. Don't worry about it, but the mystic prayer, it is done with God, and God will come and help you um, um, in doing this, in achieving this. Um, Now, you must understand, while you do this, much like when you do the silent meditation and when you do the light body withdrawal and the mystic prayer and Kundalini rise and all other meditations which I described in my videos, you must know that this is working with your gifts. You understand? So I'm explaining in my videos the technique of how you do it. So I'm teaching uh, the technique of how to do it, right? But it is your gift, and you will be able to do it to the extent to which you work with your gift. So you must claim this. When you try and exercise these meditations, you always must claim it consciously, by conscious decision. I work with my gift now, and I am doing mystic prayer with God. Okay? And God will come help you. This is very important, as I explained in the previous video, because this is how you discover your gifts, by working with them, and claiming them. Claiming is very important in all of this spiritual work, either that is spiritual fighting or spiritual energy work or whatever. So this is your gift. You must claim it as you do this, because it will give more power to your energy work as you are claiming it. Okay? As you feel entitled to succeed to do this, and as you have faith in God to help you to do this. Okay? And you of course, you can actually ask God to come help you do this. uh, I usually ask God or Jesus or my spirit guides always when I do something, and I sometimes say, I ask Jesus, I say, please help me do this perfectly. And you will see that clearly I upset somebody, but you will see that I ask help for everything that I do, and you will see, just try it, and you will see that by doing this, not only that you receive help, but you will notice yourself how you will succeed in doing something much more powerful than if you don't. This is a claim, and this is a request for help from your divine team. So this is important to do, and it's important to actually grasp it for yourself. This is your gift, so you're working with your gift. And you're willing to discover all the other ways in which you can work with your gift with God, right? um, so this I know for a fact, this can be very successfully, but sometimes it's very hard to do. I also know from my own experience, sometimes it's very hard to do, especially if you're in the middle of spiritual warfare. Sometimes it's very hard to do, and but this is the next level. This is the level when you start seeing darkness, and also the level when you already have exercised and claimed your gifts. So you have enough um, willpower, God says. Yes, you proved to have enough power, enough willpower in doing this, in pursuing this. Okay. So this is why the darkness gets even angrier, more angry at you, because you're not in the initial phases, but you consciously claim spiritual fighting, in next to God, next to Jesus, against darkness. And then of course it gets angry, the darkness gets angry. But this is also when it's successful. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not. It depends on how much you get to focus, and also sometimes it simply depends on consequences, on circumstances, but when it is successful, it is absolutely amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's literally, I can describe it like a miracle. And I really advise everyone to try it. um, you can try it, for example, with animals. If you don't have confidence enough to try it with humans, if you have a pet, you can try to do this when the pet is angry. Usually when a pet is angry without explanation, usually it is because the pet sees a darkness around the house or around you, because they have astral vision. They are much more elevated spiritually than us. You should know this. And they have astral vision. They see every spirit and every entity being sent to you or to your house, or and so on. So you can, I do recommend to try it. Obviously God has a reason why he asked me to speak about this at this point in time. Again, this is transmutation from others by mystic prayer. Okay, so the first step is to learn to transmute from yourself and practice this. um, and then the next step is to use the mystic prayer to and silent meditation and light body meditation to transmute from others. And this is very useful in many circumstances. It is very important not to interfere with the humans, not to try to touch any um, free will related choices or whatever. Just you just engage with the darkness, you just transmute the darkness, that's all. And it is a self-defense mechanism, extremely important um, for those who are facing third-party attacks. And I explained already, third-party attacks are those when somebody has done some sort of occult practice on you, or occult work on you, which usually is the opposite of come to me spells. Come to me spells are sort of like a hypnosis type, and these ones are the reverse of that, which is aggression, some sort of aggression type, or anything that actually makes you feel uncomfortable, because even come to me spells, I experienced that. Come to me spells can be um, harming you as well. It happened to me, it was created on me. Come to me spells on me through third parties, and I was just assaulted by so many individuals who, and I was on the street actually running, doing spiritual fighting during those months when I couldn't actually get home. And I cannot explain to you. There were individuals who would see me for the first time in their lives. They wouldn't know me, and they would be like, "Would you please marry me?" And I was, "Oh my God." To some of them, I explained, "Excuse me, there's a hypnosis thing done on you. I This is not you speaking now. You don't know me. We just met in a bus station. We have nothing to do with each other." But I could see, it can become, even come to me spells can become a weapon against you, can be used as a weapon against you. Um, and especially those which are created in reverse, namely for people to aggressively attack you. And I encountered those also, people who never heard or saw me in their life, and they will come at me angry to just start beating me up or something, and we didn't exchange even one word with each other. They didn't know who I am, and so on. So I know that this is probably some of those who are listening are experiencing this. And I know from personal experience that it's really difficult to handle this, simply because you cannot go anywhere. Everybody who you meet turns around against you. So then it becomes a problem, especially when you want to solve something. If you want to go to some sort of authority to do some paperwork, if you want to go purchase something, if you anything you want to do, this is also the purpose why they do it, actually, so you cannot do anything, um, okay, so this was the transmutation from others by mystic prayer. And as always, obviously, if you have any questions related to this, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. um, I will be happy to answer. Please like and subscribe to my channel, so we'll make sure that the spiritual teaching which I'm sharing with you, which are authentic spiritual guidance received by me in my spiritual fighting, will reach as many people as possible, knowing that we are at a time of intense confrontation between dark and light, and many people might be facing attacks and might be in need for some advice for spiritual related to spiritual fighting. I thank those who donated and in support for my work. I am very grateful to them, and I thank in advance to those who are interested and willing to donate to support my work. You find the PayPal account in the description box below. Thank you.